Okay, so here's what I do. Here we go. First of all, I make three, whatever they call this. Let's see, what do they call this? They call it sections. Yeah, three of these sections. The first one, so to add the sections, all you have to do is right-click and press Add Section, and then you can rename the section also. So first one, I called it monthly, weekly, daily. Second one, I called it monthly and weekly only. Second one, I called it monthly and weekly only. Where is it? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, as you can see, monthly and weekly only right there. Third one, monthly only. And then the one on the bottom, not selected. Okay, that means, so what I'm looking for is I want the 20 period moving average above the 200 period moving average. All right, that's what I'm looking for. So I'll start with the one on the bottom. So this is the basic process that I go through. I start with the one on the bottom, and then I open three tabs. The first one, I open it on the monthly chart. Okay, and once that opens up, you'll have to make some adjustments a little bit. I'll get to that in just a minute. Second one, you open up the weekly chart. Okay. And the third one, you open up the daily chart. There we are. Okay, if this is too common for some of you, please bear with us. And for those who, and I'll only do a few as a sample. My internet is a bit slow, but no problem. Here is the monthly chart. So the monthly chart obviously means that each candle represents 1 month of trading. All right, each candle represents 1 month of trading. All right, here is the weekly chart, which means that each candle or each bar represents 1 week of trading. All right. And this is what I'm using. All right. I'm using Zerodha, the Indian list, as default for this class, just simply for the sake of explanation. You can use any. Okay, it could be any market. The principles all work the same. All right, so first thing, I go to the monthly chart and I want to see, is the 200 above the, is the 20 period moving average above the 200? Now, on this chart, you'll only see, so I have the 20 moving average and the 200 moving average right here. 200 is black and the 20 is blue. But here you will see that there is no 200, okay? And that's because 200 months would be, I think, about 15 years or so, quite a bit, okay? And all right, someone said that I'm not able to add sections since it's a free account. All right, sorry about that. So maybe what you can do is add a particular stock there that kind of is an indicator. I did that before, like for example, not a stock, but maybe a symbol. Like for example, I have Nifty. And then in the US, I would have the Dow Jones, S&P 500, like that. You can have the Nifty or things like that. A couple of things as a place marker. So you can place it like that. That's another way to do it if you're using a free account. Okay. So here we are. So there is no record for 15 years for this MMTC stock. So what do? Well, first thing I do is I check to see, since this is monthly, this is already several years, I check to see how it's moving. And it's been sideways all this time, so I'm not going to bother selecting this. Okay, so I go to the next one above that. Next one is Bank of Baroda. Okay, so I look at that one. Does it have 200 period moving average? Well, it doesn't. Well, it does. Okay, I'm sorry. My internet is slow. Okay, it does have it. Okay, so, but I also look at this and I say, well, the 20 is above the 200, but look what's been happening. And this is monthly. So that means this is 2010. Look at that, 2010. It went near the all-time high, went down again. And then 2014, it tried again. And now it went up to the top again, October 23. And we'll see what happens here, but it hasn't broken through this all-time high in more than 13 years. Okay, so a stock like that, I am not going to bother. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. Canara Bank, okay, has the 200, but the 20 is below that, so I'm not even going to look at that. But then also you can see that it's been sideways all the way since November 2010 and even before. Okay, Zomato is a very recent one, and look what's happening there. It had gone down terribly, and then it made a huge jump coming back up, but that doesn't mean anything. I'm not going to trade that at all. I'm just leaving it there. Okay. All right, so I can keep going, and then anyway. So let's go to my next list. The next list is going to be the monthly only. That means these are the ones that are trending only on the monthly chart. Okay, if you notice the first one, since it did not trend on the monthly chart, I didn't bother looking at the weekly or daily. Okay, so here the 20 is above the 200 on the monthly chart. Okay, so that's Rallis. So I'm going to go to the weekly and look what that looks like. Let's see. Here's Rallis on the weekly chart. Okay, monthly chart, it was looking all right. On the weekly chart, look what's happening with Rallis. Okay, so it's not looking good. Another one, UPL on the monthly, it's looking good. It only has a little bit of history as far as the 200, but it is looking good. It's above, but on the weekly, let's see what happens. Okay, on the weekly, the 20 is below. All right, so I've separated the ones that are trending only in the monthly. The next one is monthly and weekly only. Let's look at those. Monthly and weekly only. All right. Here we are. HDFC Bank. Monthly, it's looking good. 20 is above the 200. HDFC Bank, again. On the weekly. All right, see, the 20 is above the 200. It's trending on the weekly. Now, let's look and see what's happening on the daily chart. Sorry, much of the delay is due to my slow internet. All right, so the daily chart doesn't look good. The 20 is below the 200. Okay, so that's monthly and weekly only. And the rest, I move it to the top, which is monthly, weekly, and daily. These are the ones that I want to be trading. And then daily. Here we are. Okay. So here it is. Monthly, it's looking good. Great Eastern Shipping. And there's only a little bit of record, okay, for the 200-period moving average, but it's still there and it's above. And we'll see what happens with the all-time high, if it's going to get rejected or will it push through. because you'll see that all of these were all-time highs, and it kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Look at that. It faced a little bit of resistance, but it kept pushing. And then here's a weekly. Look at that. Okay. 20 is above the 200. And the daily, 20 is above the 200. Okay. Daily is also looking good. I don't know what this line was. I drew that for something. Let me remove that. Okay, there was a trend line that I had drawn. All right. Okay, so this is how I separate my my watch list, and then on the top is my most premium ones. In other words, these are the ones that I trade. Now, if I don't find anything there, I might go to the monthly and weekly only, which seems to be a smaller list. All right, so this is how I make my watch list, and then I shared my watch list with all of you just recently, and I sent you the link. Okay,